nice and crunchy. That's pretty cool. There's this slow rumble, so there's this EQ you can do in Ableton's convolution. Impulse responses and convolution devices might sound too confusing or too advanced to some people, but in this video I want to show you there's nothing to worry about and that you can basically break all the rules to get some interesting sounds. What this does in general is that you take something and make it sound inside of a space or inside of an object. Let me show you. So here is a piano, and this is how it would sound inside of St. Peter's Cathedral. And somebody probably went there with fancy microphones and recorded the response, the impulse response of that space. I have used the OUTSIDIFY app earlier to record impulse response inside of my coffee cup, and this is how the piano would sound inside of my coffee cup. And the other day I found a pipe inside the park, and this is how the piano would sound inside that pipe. So let's go outside and capture some impulse responses, and I'll show you there's nothing to it really. Interesting sounds could be kind of everywhere, and we just found this pipe and it's hollow, so let's see what it sounds inside. So I'm gonna go on the timer screen, click create impulse response, and it will happen in 3 seconds. Then I press go. Stop recording, and sounds pretty good. So you can short rate and export. So the other pipe had a little grid underneath, but this one doesn't have it. So I can put my hand inside it. So there is really cool weird sound effect in this passage, but the speaker of the phone is not strong enough to excite it, so I'll just make my own impulse. Well, this one sounds quite good, so let's see how it would sound as an impulse response. Well, the cool thing is you can just simply record any sounds and export them as WAV files. So we're back in the studio, and I'll just send those files into the computer. Bam. Thank you. And I'll just put them here, and I've prepared a drum loop, and here in the reverbs, if you have the suite, you can install the pack that has the convolution reverb. So by default there is this huge ambience, but let's try this good pipe that we met. There's this slow rumble, so there's this EQ you can do in Ableton's convolution. Yeah, very cool. Let's try the mouth of the monster. So this is... That's nice and crunchy. Okay, let's try this metal beam. Pretty nice, very cool. So this is how you do it in Ableton. And let's switch to Bitwig. And Bitwig Studio by default has a convolution device. So let's convolution. So there's this cathedral by default. Let's add the samples, hold Control. And yeah, which one should we try? So let's one of the pipes. So there is this envelope you can play with. That's pretty cool. Nice. Let's try the water droplets. And with the water droplets, I can set the start and end point in Bitwig. That's pretty cool. And let's do a fade out. So you can find the different moments of the water droplets and make the drum sound inside of that. Let me show you a VST plugin. I have here the Convolver from Kilohertz, which is also really nice. So let's put one of those samples in. There's also feedback. So you can just make it darker or brighter. It's a bit more simple interface, but also really nice. So this is how you can use the convolution devices in your DAWs, use the OUTSIDIFY app to capture them, and basically you can take sounds and make them sound inside of an object or a specific space, and this is how you can connect different meanings and have a bit more of a storytelling behind your sound design. And you can also find these samples that we were using on the Bastl Discord, and this has been Václav, and see you in the next one.